Hey everybody, Kenneth with Team Frank and Merc here, and I got one for you today about gear lube. And in that, say goodbye to your pump right after this. Have you been one to procrastinate taking your boat to the shop because of schedules or just shop hours, and you just can't get there in time, but you're handy with tools? And I'm not talking about pulling engines or anything. These are simple tools. So simple. Your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, even their house bags may have them in there. So what I'm talking about is your gear case. To change your gear case oil, lubrication, gear lube, whatever you want to call it, most of the time, all you really needed was a pump, the oil, and a flat tip screwdriver. Well, today I'm going to show you how a company has made it even simpler for you. For the longest time, I've used Amsoil. I put Amsoil Quick Shot in my fuel in my boat, every tank. I trust it. Confidence is key. If I'm not thinking about it on the water, it's one less thing to worry about. I'm thinking about the fish. I'm thinking about just having a good time with my family. The Quick Shot cleans, treats many things. The injector oil, less smoke, smoother operation, better lubrication. Well, they've always had it. Gear lube. It takes the place of your standard synthetics blend that you'll get at your normal marine shop. Now, I'm not saying marine shops don't use this. Some do, some don't. It all depends on their preference. But this requires a pump. This is awesome. So with that in mind, ditch the pump. Amsoil has come out with an Easy-Pack. They've been making Easy-Packs for a while for their automobiles. This has a screw top with a tip that you just snip the tip on. You insert it where you would the pump, and you squeeze the bag. It's that simple. In this video, we're going to do it on my boat. I already use Amsoil. It's the exact same. 75W-90 synthetic. It's compatible with all conventional and synthetic blends, or pure full synthetics on the market now. So you don't have to worry about flushing out your old. You just drain it and add this. The great thing about Amsoil synthetic marine oil, gear lube, is its protection. So knowing that when I'm on the water, if I pick up a fishing line or something in my prop and a seal goes out, Amsoil has tested their product for to take up to 10% of water into the gear case and still hold high pressure and keep its properties. Less foaming and everything. The main drive shaft that comes down is going to push against your gears, and that's where a lot of wear is. Well, the lubrication properties in this alone and the water protection should have you switch into Amsoil. The best part is the price point between your standard run-of-the-mill stuff that you can pick up locally, or the stuff you can order online or pick up locally, because there are people that carry it, is pretty close to being the same. A lot of people see the name Amsoil and say, I'm not going to put that in my vehicle or my boat or my UTV or ATV. It's too expensive. Well, Amsoil, their prices are right there with everybody else's. Amsoil contacted me knowing that I use Amsoil. I'm also an Amsoil dealer, and asked me to use their new Easy-Pack and make a video. So here we go. out with the pump, messy pump, O-rings that fall off, and in with a new. Taking off your prop depends on the application. There are multiple ways, multiple fasteners. I'm going to skip over that. I've already removed my mounting. Whether you're changing your gear lube or not, it's a good idea multiple times this season to pull your prop and inspect the shaft, the drive shaft, for fishing line, debris, anything, because any of that can get into the seal and destroy it. No matter what gear lube you put in, how good it is or generic it is, won't protect it because it'll tear up the actual seal. And we're looking here at the shaft, okay? While I'm in here, I'm going to clean off some of the old grease. We're also going to need to reapply some good marine grease at the end. And that's just for being able to just take this on and off later without having any problems. If it binds on, it's a lot more difficult. You'll have, unlike materials, seasoned together. So, just to keep things cleaner, we're going to take a little bit of it off. And in my application, I have to take the prop off. Not all applications you do. Some motors, both plugs are on the side. On the Mercury Optimax, the drain is in here, behind the prop. And the vent is up here on the side. The old school Mercs, the fill and the drain is right here on the bottom, and the vent is up here. I say vent because this is not the top is not a fill. I don't want it running everywhere. If you think about it, the gear lube's going to come out the front and it's going to run down the skag. It's unpredictable with physics. It's going to follow everything, but it will find a way to make a mess for the most part. So do your best and you see what we can do. Now, the plug should not be that tight. Flat tip screwdriver. I have the adjustable wrench in case because my flat tip screwdriver has a square. And it already came loose. Don't even need the adjustable. It is a myth for when people tell you that you have to use an impact wrench to put this in. It's why there's a good gasket. It's why you change that gasket every time. If you crush that gasket way too much, it's not going to do its job. That gasket is actually coated. So it's hard to do this from an angle. Let me switch. So it's not going to gush out until you actually pull the vent. The first things that come out should be lubrication, gear lube. If it's not and it's water, you have a leak. Even with the vent closed, if the water was in there, water would still come out first. I have the drain plug and the old gasket. It's not focusing. I'm not touching the camera because I have gear. I'm gonna set that aside. Now I'm gonna go to the side and pull the other plug. Just like the other one, loosens right up. The gasket and the plug come out. There is a difference. One is smaller than the other. The bottom one has a magnet. As you can see, if you look closely, it's coming out more steadily now. I'm actually going to tip my motor down a little more because I have space to allow as much of that to come out as possible. clean up as I need. While that's draining, it's going to take a little while. I'm going to clean up my 2 plugs, being my vent cap plug and my drain plug, and I'm going to put new gaskets on them. I will not reuse these, even though I had no leaks. They're only a couple bucks. Just replace them, and we'll see in a little while. So it has slowed down, but I wanted to get as much out as possible. There was nothing on the drain plug at the very end. That's a magnet, you see. It's not focusing, but that's okay. Just like on a car, just clean it off. There was nothing really on there, but just in case, you know, water would have come out already. When I discussed earlier about they tested it to 10% water in the gear case, and it was still able to keep its high pressure and its properties. The main reason is gear lube starts to break down when it becomes in contact with water. And if you think about that, what it would cost you to replace a gear case because of something as simple and stupid as you just didn't change it or choose a superior product, it's just ridiculous. And that's why Amsoil is helping you by taking that out of the situation or out of the thought process, helping you stay more confident on the water. So as that finishes draining, we'll let it be. It's been probably 15-20 minutes. It takes a little time. I mean, do you have to let it go this far? Probably not. I do, just because I want to make sure as much as that old stuff is out of there. All right, we're back. I swapped out the pan so that if I make a mess, we all can see it. I have not used this bag before, so we'll see. All you have to do is open it up, take your diagonal cutters and snip that little tip off. I've already removed the little paper from inside. I'm going to try to keep it clean. Alright. And what you're doing is you're waiting for, there's a vent right there at the top of the screen. Okay, and you want it to just start barely coming out of there. So all we're going to do, we're going to put it in and push it, and then we're just going to squeeze the bag. And that's it. No pump. I'm actually going to use the camera screen to watch that vent. You're not going to try to squeeze it fast because you don't want it to blow out or burp too much. All I'm doing is giving a little pressure on the cap to hold it in there. I have my plugs right here on my tray. So with a pump, you'd be sitting here pumping and pumping and pumping. And if you ran out, you would have to change the bottle on the pump. With this method, you just have to grab another bag. I have two. Oh, there it is, you see it? So the mess is coming from me from squeezing out there. That's the vent, that's where our indicator is. It's full when it comes out of there. I'm gonna give it another squeeze. See it? That's it. So before I remove this, what I'm going to do actually So I'm gonna give it, and that's nice clean oil actually. I'm gonna give it another squeeze. I'm gonna let a little bit out. That's why I have the tray still, because it's pushing, it's flushing kind of. And what you do is you take the top vent one with your new gasket. You put that in first. Basically, it's going to help create a vacuum for when you pull your bag out. Okay, it doesn't have to be locked all the way. Now, I have my other one right here. When I pull this out, sure, I might lose a tiny bit. That's why I pumped it like that. It's coming out almost very, very slowly. Put that in the hole. Oh, I'm not lined up. Tighten it down. I'm gonna wipe my screwdriver off. Basically, I do still have a little left in this bag. Let's throw that cap back on. Get it out of my way. You don't have to overflow it the way I did. I just wanted to make sure I got some of the other stuff out. You can see that if you watched, you can see how clear or clean the new stuff was. Okay. Give this a wipe. Okay, I'm not tight yet. So, remember, you're not trying to kill it. But because I have oil and stuff on my, or lube on my hands, I'll put my adjustable wrench on here. Give it a little pressure. That's it. The bottom one's in. You don't need to hit it with an impact or anything. That's overkill. All you'll do is damage it. Damage that new gasket. You don't want to do that. Make sure we clean up. I'm gonna come over here. Wipe it off a little. That's that vent I was talking about. It was in the top of the screen. Just gonna give it a tiny bit. That's it. There's the old gasket or O-ring. It's not really an O-ring, it's a gasket. And now it's just a matter of buttoning it up. So other than sitting here waiting for it to drain, which is why I didn't show you the whole that whole thing, did I convince you to change to Amsoil? Did I convince you to get you an Easy-Pack? Or are you still gonna just take it to the shop? Nothing wrong with that. But have a say in what they put in it. The other thing too, when I was discussing why Amsoil tests their gear lube to up to 10% water in the gear case and is stayed at pressure, it's because gear lube starts to break down when it comes in contact with water, if I haven't addressed that already. But realistically, the best part about this whole thing is if you do your own maintenance or you're willing to try, is well, you can get rid of this and start using a bag. Now, I don't know if any other company does it. As far as I understand, Amsoil's the first of its kind to do this. So even if they didn't do this, the product alone is awesome. So let me know what you think. Let me know if I convince you. Let me know your thoughts in general. Do you want to see more like this? Were you already using Amsoil and just didn't know about the gear lube or the Easy-Packs? I've been using them in my vehicles for a while now, in my rear diff, my front diff. It might be interesting if they came out with it in a transmission fluid. Yeah, that's that's it. I didn't want to go over installing and removing the prop more for liability issues and the wide range of props and methods to do it. I mean, if I wanted to debate, I guess we could, but I've been working on Mercury's for a long time, and that's just how I do it. Well, until next time, we're inside my new boathouse. It's not done, still working on it, but it's late spring and it's fishing time, so I took a break from it. But Robin got me this sign, "Let's Fish All Year," and I finally have a place to hang it. So, in a video coming up when I do the boathouse tour, we'll be hanging it up, most likely right above the door. So, thanks for watching. I hope it was informative, and if you liked it, hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber, I will be doing more. I know I've said that before, but I'm working on it. So until next time, let's fish all year.